The Los Angeles Dodgers have a problem. Yes, you're not imagining things. You heard that right. The Dodgers have a problem, and that's not something I or any of us have been able to say since, well, October. So I guess it's not been that long, actually. But you get the point. Since they signed Otani, everything from that point forward has been all positives and excitement for the Dodgers. There's quite literally nothing you could look at regarding this team and say, that's worrisome. That is until now, because there's a little something something going on in Arizona right now at Dodger spring training that is seeming pretty worrisome. Speaking of spring training, that of course means baseball is back and opening day is nearly upon us. Everything is ramping up and things are getting really fun, so if you enjoy the video, consider subscribing and hitting the bell to stay up to date with everything. To stay up to date with how screwed the Dodgers are right now. I'm just kidding. Obviously, this team isn't screwed. It would take a nuke from Russia or China hitting LA to really screw the Dodgers, and even that I don't think would totally derail things. I'm pretty sure Otani would just single-handedly build the city back by himself quickly, and they'd get back to work. But the Dodgers do have a glaring little thing that seems like it just came out of nowhere. Before spring training, the Dodgers announced they were moving 6-time Gold Glove winning right fielder Mookie Betts to play second base. Off rip, that may seem weird, and even I'll admit I didn't love it considering Mookie is so ridiculously talented in right field and has proven that, so why try to fix what ain't broke? But on the other hand, Mookie Betts is also by far one of the best athletes in the game and can play the infield. He was a second baseman in the minors before becoming a big league outfielder with the Red Sox, and he has played some second base and even shortstop with the Dodgers here and there. So, whatever. At the end of the day, the offense matters most, and as long as they have good enough defense replacing Mookie and right, it should be fine. So, Mookie's of course been playing second base every game this spring to prepare. Well, psych, you're not our second baseman. Yeah, about that, Mookie, you're actually our shortstop now. Gavin Lux, someone who once was the Dodgers' top prospect and missed all of last season because he tore his ACL on a freak play in a spring training game, is back this year and was originally slotted in as LA's shortstop. There's just one slight teeny tiny itty bitty issue. He hasn't been good there. Lux specifically has had throwing issues, repeatedly spiking throws in the dirt or grass well short of first, even on routine plays, and this sort of thing actually isn't new for Lux. Back in 2019, so 5 years ago, before he even made his debut, Lux was held out of spring training games for a bit to practice and work on his fielding and throwing with the team's infield instructor. Now, stuff like this can either be mechanical or mental, or a little bit of both, but in this case it seems mental, at least that's what manager Dave Roberts is pointing toward. Stuff like this tends to happen with pitchers as well as fielders. It's called the yips. When there's nothing actually wrong, healthy, or mechanical wise with the player, their mind just gets too much of a hold on them and it starts to affect the way they do the most simple thing, throw a ball, let alone accurately. So Lux has been struggling with that, and when playing a position like shortstop where a strong and accurate arm is basically mandatory, there's going to be issues, and that's where the Dodgers currently find themselves now, making the decision to flip the two. Lux will now move over to second as Mookie will take over at shortstop. I think this is pretty badass for a guy like Mookie. You're a second baseman. No, wait, you're a center fielder. Actually, haha, you're a right fielder. Wait, no, you're the full-time second baseman now. Whoopsie, JK, we need you at shortstop. And through all of this, Mookie has played each position to the best he possibly can while only getting better, if anything, with the bat. And I do believe Mookie will at least be a solid defensive shortstop. With that said, he's definitely not proven at that position, and it showed in his first game there this spring. The first ball hit to Mookie at shortstop went into left after he tried to backhand it, and just a couple batters later, Mookie fielded it this time and threw it to Lux at second for the out, only for Lux to bounce the throw at first to Freeman, who fielded it, but it was all too late and the runner was safe. So even Lux's throw at second was a little botched. But that's not all. There was another play to Lux, this time just a routine grounder right to him, and he threw the runner out, but also threw it low and in front of Freeman. You know what? Good thing it's still spring training. We are getting pretty close to the start of the season, but there's still at least some time to work this out and get used to this new middle infield. I'm not saying you should feel bad for this team. They have enough going good for them to really have this as something that can derail everything, but it's certainly going to be a work in progress that likely trickles into games that matter. I have a lot of faith that Mookie will fare just fine at shortstop, and I genuinely believe he can become a Gold Glove shortstop. The bigger concern is Lux. Even though he's at second, he's still going to have to fix his throwing issue. He just has to be serviceable enough defensively. As long as Lux hits well enough, the defense won't matter. None of this is the most ideal situation when you're this close to the season, a pretty drastic position swap like this, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out in the coming weeks. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.